Sambonani Tobela Dumelang Nda Molweni. Goeiedag and good day to all of you talented, gifted and potential Fold Campeones. Champions out there, familia. Welcome to the KINGinme show right here at Patmos studio. And Campeones, listen, champs, today in this specific video, we are going to be talking to an absolute campione, an absolute nation shaker who went literally by the grace of God from gangsterism. Yes, you heard it. Gang, gang. Come on, gang, gang. You know what it is?
Bang, bang.
You know what it does? Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Come on, gang, gang. All right. Who literally went from gangsterism to becoming an absolutely exceptional youth national leader. And sit in. Here we go. Drum roll right there in the comment section, please, if you would. Sit in on my left hand side, your guys' right hand side. Amazing. Bana, Albert Matthews. Champ, so good to see you, brother.
Good seeing you, Pastor. Good seeing you too.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Listen, guys, I don't know if you guys can see Champ's shirt over here, but it says Visione, all right? Vision. Come on. Vision. Brother, so good to have you here with us. Thank you for taking the time out to be here and to come and chat as brothers, eh? And as mentioned, you went from gangsterism. Now, tell me, how does that work now, champ? You go from gangsterism to becoming a national youth leader.
Yeah.
Maybe tell us a bit about it.
So obviously, it's only through the grace of God, and I can only give God all the honor, all the praise. But obviously, it didn't start like that. So I always tell people I was born in a negative. And what I mean with being born in a negative, my dad was a drug addict, my mom was an alcoholic. My brothers was all caught up in gangsterism and drugs as well. So I was the youngest of four. So the possibility of me ending up the same with it is it was bigger than me not making it. Understand? So I was challenged in the community, in the environment, really, to make some positive decisions that I needed to make. But I think in anyone's life, they have this where they need to have a turning point in their life. And my turning point was obviously one of those moments where I had to experience some things that is really sad. Sometimes you're still trying to deal with the fact of it, because I had a very good friend. His name was Keenan. We used to call him Jackson, and the reason why we called him Jackson because he had nothing on Michael Jackson. Oh, Michael Jackson had nothing on him because his moves was out of this world. And so
also because of the dancing.
So that's why. So Jackson wasn't caught up in drugs or even in gangsterism. The only reason why he hanged out with me because he thought it was cool to hang out with me.
Okay.
And sometimes as young people also they have this tendency of thinking that it's always cool to hang out with a gangster because it brings some sort of protection, it brings some sort of becoming popular. And so I think that was his way of connecting with me and kind of getting that protection, because then no one really messed with him because he could have moved. And obviously he paid with his life. And for me to really make a decision as this is my time ready to come out. So this was one specific Saturday.
Whoa, okay, so you're going to share.
What happened. Yeah.
Because you're saying that he paid with his life.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one specific Saturday, so obviously I was selling drugs and walking the streets, and we came and at that time the tikka chicken just came out. So with this Pakistani selling the tikka chicken. So obviously when you go visit a girl and you come with tikka chicken, then it's like, oh, you are the sweetest guy. And so I went over and I went to go buy the tikka chicken, but I gave the drugs to Jackson to keep, not to sell. I told him just keep here, and I'm gonna go there, and I'm standing there. So when I came back, so the guys on the corner said, no, Jackson's around the corner and he's helping two clients, but the one guy got the gun on him. And that already raised alarms by me. And when I took the corner, the guy saw me coming out and he pulled out the firearm and he fired 2 shots on me. So I jumped over the wall and I was standing and peeping over the wall, and Jackson standing in the corner, and the guy shoot him 3 times, and 1, 2, 3, he lays to the floor. He stands over him and he emptied the gun on him. So he shot him 14 times. So he's laying in a pool of blood. And now they jump in the car. I come to the scene and I have him, and I'm like, do I take the drugs and leave the scene, or what do I really do? And there's a lot of things that went through my mind at that time, because obviously I wasn't saved at that time. So my mindset back then is what I need to take avenge for the death of Jackson, because payback. So what then happened? So the Tuesday evening, his family arranged a memorial service for him in his house, and obviously we came and we showed our respect. And one of my friends then sprayed a message for him opposite his house. Jackson will be missing you. So it was really like graffiti-wise.
Graffiti stuff, eh?
And that very same friend, the Wednesday morning, he sends a message and tell me, Albert, get me at the barber. I'm going to go cut my hair and stuff like that. I said, bro, the way things is going now in our area is not good for you to move alone, because we need to move together. We always need to cover one another's back. And he said, no, it's fine. He's not going to be, there's nothing's going to happen to him. He went into the barber. So obviously when you're intoxicated with drugs, so my taking 5 minutes, it's much longer because you just you consume time. Yeah. So so the time period I said I'm going to get you now is like, it was way beyond that, because when I got him again, for Clinton this time, he was laying in a pool of blood, in his own blood, and he was shot dead as he came out of the barber. So in the space of like from Saturday to Wednesday, I've lost 2 close friends to me. And while I was standing there, a Pastor George, he came to me and he tapped me on my shoulder and he told me, Albert, you need to make a change in your life. And I'm like, make a change in my life? And he said, there's a dark cloud walking behind me and it's the death. At that time, I'm like, Pastor, I don't know what he's speaking about, but it was, he planted the seed that made me kind of, whenever I took the lolly, whenever I took the button pipe, or when I had a fire on me, it always made me think about, is this really what you want?
Just so that they know, guys, a lollipop is not that candy sweet, all right? That's drugs right there.
Yeah, that's drugs, yeah.
Okay.
So then, what then happened? So, my parents was then, I had to move out of Kensington, because I grew up in Kensington, moved out of Kensington.
Cape Town, eh?
Cape Town, yeah. Gotcha. So they moved to a Noah Park. And a Noah Park is known for gang violence. So I had to move from an area that is not that high on gangsterism to an area that is consumed with gangsterism. And it is in this very area where I have made my change in my life.
Sure.
So it's now through the grace of God. I'm 13 years clean.
Sure.
I am married. I've got 2 beautiful kids. I'm serving in the ministry. But it's just for me needed to go through a process and needed to understand that I needed to make that turn in my life. And maybe you're watching and maybe you're facing it, and maybe you know a family member that is maybe caught up in drugs, and you maybe feel that individual, there's no hope for them. If you look at me, I am bringing hope to you, to make sure that tell you that I was once lost, but now I am found. I was once blind, but now I can see. Yes. And this is only through the grace of God.
Come on, bro. Powerful, 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 man. I think we can get some hand emoticons right down there in the comment section, champs. What an incredible story. Inspirational story. And yeah, like your shirt says, you that vision of hope of what God can do with someone's life. And fam, like he said, maybe you find yourself in that dark place. Champ, there's always a way out. You must understand that the kingdom of God is ultimately about solutions, fam. There's no problem too big for God. There's no mistake too big for God. There's no failure too big for God. There is a way out. So Albert, right now you're busy, like you were saying, you're serving in the ministry, all right, you plugged in, you're actually here for training currently with Beulah Africa. Shout out Beulah Africa, go check them out on Facebook. All right, but you are here right now. What do you see for the way forward? I think you mentioned to me that you also are in the process of busy scripting and writing your book too. So from gangsterism to authorism. Come on, gangsterism to authorism. How's that? We just made up a word. All right, so yeah, my bro, when do you see the book being released? Is that still kind of in the pipelines?
So the book is like it's because it's my life journey, and it's like I was started to write, and it was support that I was doing, and that kind of emotionally took me back to a period in my life.
Sure.
So the book is not just something that I just want to get out for the sake of writing a book, but it's a process for me also to process what I'm going through and what I'm experiencing currently now. And because I believe when someone's gonna read that book, it's gonna transform that person's life. So I'm hoping by the 4th of October I will be turning 35. So I would want it to be out by when I'm turning 35. But if not, then hopefully by the end of the year, maybe Christmas. So maybe you can get your someone a gift, and
that's it.
And the nice part of the book is, so my surname is Matthews, so the book's name will be the Mathematics of Life.
It's like
plus,
minus, multiplication, divide, la pana. Brilliant, bro. Brilliant, brother. So how can people get in touch with you? How, if maybe someone's finding themselves in a struggle, maybe you watching over there, you find yourself in a struggle, how can they get in touch with you? Facebook, Instagram?
Facebook, yeah. They can get me on Facebook, Albert Matthews, or they can take my number, which is 074 8899 056. I will also say it again, 074 8899 056.
Awesome, champ. Thank you so much for your time here with us. That like a COVID elbow over there. What a time to be alive in Christ. What a time to crank up the volume of hope. And listen, guys, what an inspirational story, bro. I'm truly inspired just sitting here next to you. So thank you for being vulnerable and just being open and just sharing, the pain that we go through, because ultimately within that pain lies amazing purpose at the end of the day. And we want to say thank you to every single one of you also for taking the time to hop on and to watch this specific video. Go ahead and hit that sharp sign right there. Consider subscribing today. And also this show today, this video today is proudly brought to you by PKF. Listen, an absolutely incredible accounting firm. They are all about providing excellent tax, audit, and accounting and business advisory services. So go and check them out, pkf.co.za. And listen, guys, again, thank you so much. And also, just note today, namhlanje Gutsi, your voice matters.